This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Carter. I'm welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, December the 9th, is a wrestler who is now 53 years old. He's a WWE legend. Now you're thinking, wait a minute, why would you have a WWE legend as a sports birthday boy today? Well, I'm impartial to some wrestlers. However, this wrestler is an icon. Not only did he do his job for WWE and TNA, he actually was an Olympic athlete and won a freaking gold medal with a freaking broken neck, as he always said in WWE. He was a two-time NCAA Division I heavyweight wrestling champion. He won a gold medal at the World Wrestling Championships in '95. He won the freestyle wrestling gold medal with kind of a broken neck. And actually, of only one of four people to compete in amateur wrestling Grand Slam, Junior Nationals, NCAA, World Championships, and Olympics. He was named one of the greatest college wrestlers of all time. Anyway, Angle signed with the WWE in 1998 and was in his first storyline in 1999. He got his first major push in 2000, holding the European and Intercontinental belts, respectively. And then won the King of the Ring in 2000, which was huge because it set him up to be a WWE champion, which he got in October. So anyway, and there's a lot more stuff doing too, and all of that. Kurt Angle's wrestling coach was David Schultz because David Schultz was a thing and all that. Unfortunately for Angle, David Schultz was murdered by John DuPont, who was the sponsor of the Olympic Prospectives. I don't know why he would do such a thing. DuPont was just, you know, deranged. Villanova changed their arena to just the pavilion because they don't want the DuPont for obvious reasons. And, the story was in the famous movie Foxcatcher, which Steve Carell did a good job being the main guy in. Anyway, Angle was a superstar and all that for Clarion University, being an NCAA All-American, even though that really outside Division I school. So anyway, he won the World Championships in Atlanta and prepared for the '96 Summer Olympics, preparing 8 to 10 hours a day. Not long after Angle began training, Schultz was murdered by John DuPont. So as a result, Angle joined the Dave Schultz Wrestling Club in Schultz's memory. He had further hardships. He suffered a severe neck injury, fracturing two of his cervical vertebrae, herniating two discs, and pulling four muscles. He actually won the '96 Olympic trials and would have to rest and rehab the next 5 months. He competed with several painful injections in his neck. And Angle said that he did become addicted to Vicodin after injuring his neck. However, despite all that, he won the gold medal in the heavyweight tournament against the Iranian Abbas Jadidi. It was a tie after 8 minutes, and then they went to sudden death by official's decision. And Angle would dedicate the victory to David Schultz's honor. All that. Angle wanted to go back to amateur wrestling in 2012 in the Summer Olympics in London, but he injured his knee. Anyway, Kurt Angle had a chance to be in the ECW, but after an incident in which Sandman was crucified, that Angle didn't want to do anything about it. Angle signed a 5-year deal with WWE in 1998 and would wrestle some matches and all that. So, anyway, he looked pretty good and all that. Kurt Angle by 1990 by Survivor Series 99 would actually come out to the Patriots theme. You know, Kurt Angle's theme song, "Dude, you suck, you suck." Well, of course, "you suck" didn't happen, but that theme metal was actually used by the Patriot, a WWE wrestler, before he got hurt, and then Angle took that one up. He was the American hero. Intensity, integrity, and intelligence. The three eyes and all of that. So yeah, so he was a European and Intercontinental champ, and then he won the WWE title. Anyway, Angle beat The Rock at No Mercy 2000. Rikishi was trying to interfere on his cousin The Rock's behalf, but he failed. Angle was the first wrestler to have an Olympic gold medal and world championship. He retained the WWF championship, even in that six-man Hell in a Cell match at Armageddon, which was hard to watch sometimes. Angle would lose to The Rock at No Way Out 2001. After beating Triple H at the Royal Rumble, that was amazing. Angle, of course, was a smart wrestler and all that. Angle was part of Team WWF. Well, Angle, when the WWF took on Team Alliance in the Survivor Series, decide who would it be the WCW/WWE guy? No, the WCW/ECW or WWE. Angle actually had Invasion turned his back on Team Alliance, on WWF. No, never mind. Well, Angle won the WWF title at Unforgiven, beating Austin. And anyway, Angle lost the WWE title to Stone Cold thanks to William Regal's interference with the Alliance. Meanwhile, Angle actually ended up facing off against many people in the winner take all match at the Survivor Series. The strange thing was that Angle actually hurt Stone Cold so that The Rock could win the thing for WWF. Angle actually ended up losing to Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWE title at Vengeance. Angle would enter his first Royal Rumble match and got to the final two before being taken out by Triple H, who really had a bone to pick with Angle. Anyway, Angle actually was naturally balding and lost a hair versus hair match to Edge at Backlash and would, never really wear hair again. Well, he tried to put it like a freaking wig, but he failed miserably. Anyway, Kurt Angle was in many storylines. He got into a feud with Eddie Guerrero and kind of cost Guerrero the WWE title against JBL in 2004 in a Texas Ballroom match. And Angle came down to the ring and showed a replay that JBL's shoulder hit the corner pipe before Guerrero's hand, which was legal. Angle was actually fired as SmackDown general manager in that 2004 after McMahon found out that Angle was faking his handicap status, and then he forced Eddie Guerrero to face Angle at SummerSlam. But Angle won the match anyhow. In fact, Angle was part of a thing that Tough Enough, the WWE stuff to find the best athlete. And in fact, Angle and Daniel Puder would be in a match, but Puder was actually an MMA artist and put Angle in a Chimera and all that. Of course, Puder said that he thought he won the match, but the stupid referees forced the WWE guy to win. All that. So, of course, there was a lot of issues and all that. Kurt Angle would get into a kind of a feud with Shawn Michaels leading up to WrestleMania 21, in which Angle actually once procured the services of Sherry Martel, who was Shawn Michaels' former manager. All that, but he did hurt her at the end. Angle would try his best to do things, but in the end, he wasn't really that good. All that. Kurt Angle ended up facing Eugene in the Kurt Angle Invitational Challenge for his gold medal, and Eugene won the gold medal, but Angle got it back at SummerSlam to regain it. Anyway, Angle won the World Heavyweight title in 2006 after Batista got hurt, and they did a 20-man battle royal for the title, World Heavyweight belt. Angle surprisingly came in because he was known as a Raw guy and would try to destroy John Cena and all that. And of course, Eric Bischoff trying to help out by bleeping out the "You Suck" chants to Kurt Angle and all that. Angle took care of Mark Henry to win the belt. And it's weird that Angle had Daivari in his corner because Daivari, of course, was the manager of the infamous character Muhammad Hassan, who caused a lot of trouble in 2005. But, Angle surprisingly took care of The Undertaker at No Way Out. Angle would deal with Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton in a three-way at WrestleMania 2006. He did lose, but he wasn't involved in the pinfall as Mysterio pinned Orton. Angle was actually drafted to the ECW brand. Anyway, it was huge. Angle won at One Night Stand against Orton. And Angle was part of ECW, but he wanted to leave the WWE because of health reasons. And Angle said he was working hurt, but WWE couldn't do anything. So he would join TNA for 10 years, which was shocking and all that. And then he came back to the WWE once he was actually inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2017. And the Raw, after WrestleMania 33, he came on to become the general manager of Raw. And Angle, for the first time in 11 years, was in a WWE ring. All of that. And Kurt Angle had an angle in which his son, his bastard son, was in the WWE, and that was Jason Jordan. But, that didn't really go too well. Angle would fight at WrestleMania 34 in a mixed tag match with his partner Ronda Rousey against Triple H and Steph. So Angle and Rousey won. Unfortunately, Angle would be taken out as Raw general manager thanks to the McMahons, who decided to have Baron Corbin do everything. So, anyway, Angle decided to retire at WrestleMania 35 and chose Baron Corbin as his last opponent. But Corbin won the match, which was pathetic and all that. Angle would move on to become a producer and all that. So yeah, he was a decent guy. He was a good face and he was a good heel and all that. So anyway, Angle was in Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies, which was nice. And even in Sharknado too. He was on TV, Pros vs. Joes, Weakest Link in the WWE thing, even Duck Dynasty. So yeah, Angle is a long-time fan of MMA, but didn't do anything. All that. Angle married his wife Karen, but Karen divorced him in 2008. They had 2 children together. Angle would then be engaged to an actress, Giovanna Yanati, having 4 children, and all of that. And they actually adopted a son from Bulgaria, and all that. And Angle was hit with steroid allegations time and time again. And Angle actually had to go through emergency surgery to remove fluid buildup on his spinal cord because his extremities went numb. a week before this, he actually had surgery to remove a benign tumor from his neck. So yeah, Angle would have some issues. But in the wrestling thing, he was WCW champion once, WCW US champion once, World Heavyweight champion once. That was 2006. Four-time WWE champion, tag team champion, a European champion, hardcore champion, and intercontinental champion. Once added in the WWE Hall of Fame in 2017. So yeah, he did fantastic and all that. So yeah, he did his job. My Kurt Angle still sucks, I guess. Anyway, I'm dropped having to do.